Good morning to my students who are enrolled in the subject Organization and Management. So for today, we'll be having our discussion in the different phases of economic development. So the first phase would be the traditional society. The economy is dominated by a substance activity. The output is consumed products. It is not being traded to the different customers. Trade is a barter when goods are exchanged directly for other goods. So it is named as the traditional society simply because this kind of society exists during the ancient times wherein there is no medium of exchange that exists, meaning there is no money in exchange of the goods or services being offered to the customers. What we are trying to point out in this kind of society is that since the barter exists, then definitely we can say that there is a transaction between the customer and the buyer simply because the barter exists. The exchange of goods and services happens in this kind of society, meaning you are going to get a product from the other party in exchange of your product. So there is no interaction or there is no money as a medium of exchange. The next stage will be the transitional stage. Increased specialization generates surpluses for trading. There is an emergence of the transport infrastructure and support trade. So kanina we've discussed the traditional society does not involve the money, does not involve transportation. But since we are under the stage 2, then definitely our economic develop, therefore it come into a transitional, it transform wherein there is also the applicability of the transportation. External trade also occurs concentrating on the primary products. A strong concentration of the government encourage private enterprise. So in this kind of economic development, some businesses are already begins to establish or begins to operate simply because our economy develops, simply because our stage of life transformed into a more developed or probably more aggressive one. That's why it is called transitional stage, because it transformed from traditional society into a transitional society where the transportation are being involved in the conduct of business operation. Next would be the takeoff. Industrialization increased with workers switching from the agricultural sector to the manufacturing sector. Growth is concentrated in a few regions of the country within one or two industries. People save money. The economy or the economic transition are accompanied by the evolution of the political and social institutions that support the industrialization. So in this kind of the economic development, stage 3, there is already a development that is imparted in that stage 2. So kanina we've discussed that there is the impartation of what we call the transportation, but now there is also a growth in what we call a growth. Meaning, kanina, there is already the emergence of transportation. So now we'll be having with the growth. Through the transportation that we've created from the stage 2, then definitely we can expand our business because we need to have a transportation in order for us to expand into a new branch. Next will be drive to maturity. The economy is diversifying into new areas. Technological innovation is providing a diverse range and investment opportunities. So through the help of the transportation, through the help of the different advancement in the technologies, then definitely we could be able to develop our society into a drive to maturity wherein we impart these technologies in order for us to help our business in its operation. For example, the help of the machines or the productions. So through the use of the machines in that production, then definitely we could be able to produce more products because we are not working manually. We are not producing our product manually. The last stage would be the high mass consumption. The economy is getting towards the mass consumption, and the level of economic activity is very high. So this is the last stage wherein there are a lot of people who demand for the product or specific product. Let's say for instance, in this kind of situation that we are experiencing right now, we are under the health crisis. We are experiencing the COVID-19. So in connection to this mass consumption, for example, our product is face shield or the face mask. Almost all of the people are looking for this kind of product simply because they want to protect themselves from the virus. Therefore, the consumption or the demand for this product is high. Then what does the business should do? Then the business should produce a lot of supply. Let's say for instance the face shield or face mask, in order for the consumers to use this kind of product, and in order for the business owner to provide also its service to its customers to gain a profit. So that's our discussion for the different economic development. So thank you again, Mighty Eagles, for listening in today's discussion. Have a good day.